Welcome to Awesome Alejandro Reviews. Today we're going to review this, which has two names, incidentally. On Amazon, on the listing page, it calls it the SynQ Portable Power Battery Bank Pack with AC Outlet. 88 watt-hour portable laptop charger power bank with AC outlet. Quick charge 3.0 USB Type-C. LED flashlight, portable power supply for travel, home, power backup. Try saying that 6 times fast, will ya? Or, in the manual that comes with it, it's called the HP500S Pro Portable Power Bank. It's a little less of a mouthful. Anyway, what this is a power bank that has an AC outlet on it. On the side we have a 12 volt output. We also have a USB Type A, a USB-C, and a 15 volt input, along with the switch for turning on the outlet on the outside, which the little LED comes on to let you know. Also has the power button to turn it on, and if we hold down the power button for 3 seconds, we get a flashlight. It's actually a pretty decent flashlight. And then if you hit it again, we get strobe. Hit it again, you get SOS. One more time and it's off. So, this battery bank has a couple of stats for you, specs for you. It's about 1.7 pounds, so just under 2 pounds. Not super heavy. It's actually a pretty decent size. You can see it compared to my hand, about the same size. And it's got a 24,000 milliamp hour battery. And the charge time is about 4 hours. Now, it comes with a little bag to carry the accessories for it. In that bag we have the charger. I labeled it so I don't get it confused with anything else. That one has a 15 volt output with 2 amps. That just plugs right into the 15 volt input on here. So there's our charger. Takes about 4 hours to charge on that charger. My experience when I unboxed this and plugged it in, it was about, I want to say about 80% charged. And it charged up to 100% in, gosh, it had to be like 20 to 30 minutes. It was very fast. I was very surprised because normally with a battery bank or a phone, that last 80 to 100% is the slowest charging that you can do, but that actually went really fast on this model. Then the other things that we have in here are a 12 volt, like for your car, to be able to plug it into your cigarette lighter and be able to charge your battery bank in the car. So that's handy on the go. If you take it camping, you'll be able to charge it up that way. And this really being one of the more handy things, because I've had other power banks that have a 12 volt output, but they don't have any sort of adapter. So whatever you want it to charge via 12 volt, it has to have its own plug to go in there. Well, with this, I can plug this in, and now I can use that just like I would use the auxiliary power in my car. So, we're going to test this today with one of the suggestions that they have in the manual. They suggest in the manual for the 12 volt output, powering a cooler, which I actually happen to have one. So we're going to try that and see how long it lasts on that. The output on the 12 volt side is a, let's see here, it's between 9 volts and 12.6 volts, and the output current is 10 amps. So I believe that should be sufficient for my cooler. It's a rather large cooler. Let me get that. Well, it appears that it finally ran out of juice. So, before we do anything else, I'm curious to see what temperature is this running at. Looks like 84, 85 degrees. And our baseline in this room is about 75 degrees, roughly. Next, let's check out what the temperature is inside the cooler. 77 degrees Fahrenheit, or 24 Celsius. Let's check the inside. Inside is a nice chill 53 degrees, or 11.6 degrees Celsius. So it did a pretty good job. So all in all, it was just shy of 2 hours running this cooler. It was about 4 minutes shy of 2 hours. Not a real long time, but it might be just enough for a certain situation. I'm very curious now to see how long would that last if you were running a smaller cooler, or if you were just charging your phone or something like that off of it. And I'm curious about the outlet portion. How long would that last? According to the manual, this outlet only puts out 65 watts, and if you run a 20 watt load on it, it should last about 3.8 hours. I'm not really sure how that adds up with the DC output. It sounds like it would be pretty comparable. So I would think it's probably pretty accurate. Maybe you're going to get more like 3 to 3.25 hours. I'm back. We've got a fresh charge on our battery, and I had another idea that just came into my head. I have this portable monitor. It requires some power, and I was thinking, how interesting would it be if I could connect this to my computer and be able to game in a different location? So, I'll show you what I have going here. This portable monitor uses a cable that goes from mini HDMI to regular HDMI. And because it does that, I can't directly plug it into this, which I'm trying to use. What this is a transmitter. It's basically a wireless HDMI cable that goes to my computer in my office. So there's another transmitter in there plugged into my graphics card. Thing is, this computer, this setup receiver uses a little bit of power via USB, and the screen uses some power via USB as well. So I got to thinking, let's try hooking this up to this battery and see how long I can game on it. So let's give it a shot. We'll see if it even turns on the monitor at all, and if it can output to 2 different USBs at the same time. Power things on. So far, we got a light here, so that's looking good. Let's put this back around here, and we can put it up here and see if we get anything. It's on. It's trying to connect to my computer. We'll give it a minute to get connected. I may have to go set some things up. I'll be right back. And we're back. I got things connected up. We're going to give it a shot, see if we can't play some No Man's Sky. So far, the power consumption hasn't gone down. I've been working with this for maybe a little less than 10 minutes trying to get things set up. It's looking pretty good so far. Let's try playing a YouTube video.
Well, today we're going to review the Houseables utility trailer. To get started, let's get this thing unboxed.
It's working, and it's working a lot better than I anticipated. This has been running for probably half an hour or more, and we've only dropped 2% on this battery. I don't know what the rating is of this monitor. I was looking on the packaging and on the back of it. I couldn't find a power consumption rate, but I do know that the charger that came with it, because it came with a wall wart to be able to plug the screen in to be able to power it, is a 30 watt wall wart. I think if it was actually 30 watts, this probably would have come down a lot more than that by now. But this is an overwhelming success. I'm actually quite happy with the results of this. The issue I'm running into more than anything is the limitations of the transmitter that I have plugged into it. My house has metal siding around it, and I'm outside on the porch right now, so I have to leave the door open in order to get a signal through here. Otherwise it's like a giant Faraday cage, and I can't get it to connect to the computer. But I could basically take this anywhere in my house, I think, and be able to use this screen to game on or watch videos or whatever, and it's all powered by this. So I think, you know, if I really wanted to, I could probably build a small little box, little containment to be able to put this along with the transmitter and the cords into, and then I'd have an easy way to transport a full monitor setup that's wireless, not only power wise but signal wise. So pretty awesome use case. We're back, and I came up with another idea of how to use this. So I didn't recharge this because it only came down to 97% when I was done with my last test. But I thought to myself, I could have a totally wireless computer if I really wanted to, because I have a Raspberry Pi 5 here. So I thought, this only takes 30 watts to power this Raspberry Pi 5. I'm not sure how many watts that screen takes, but I haven't had a chance to use the AC outlet yet. So I thought I'll try plugging it into that and seeing how things go. We're going to see how it goes firing this up together. So let's turn on our power bank. We're at 96%. We're going to turn on our AC outlet here. And now we're going to hit the power button. And we'll see if we get ourselves a running computer, monitor, keyboard, mouse, Raspberry Pi 5, all powered by this power bank. It's not looking promising yet. That's probably because I forgot to plug in the power for the monitor. Excuse me for one moment. And it actually works. So with this battery bank here, despite the cord mess here, it's almost like I can turn my Raspberry Pi into a laptop by having a keyboard and mouse and a screen, all of it powered by this battery bank. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. The Raspberry Pi has Wi-Fi, so as long as I can get signal, which I believe I can, we should be able to test it out. my Wi-Fi signal's not the greatest out here. Like I was saying before with the connection for wirelessly connecting my computer. Well, my router's in the same place that my computer is.
Review the Houseables utility trailer. To get started, let's get this thing unboxed.
And as you can see, it's working. I am quite impressed by this. I've got not only AC output, but DC output going. It does appear to be draining the battery a little bit faster. As you can see, we're already down 2% from when I started. It's a pretty short time. I'm going to give it about 5 to 10 minutes and see how the battery life lasts. Is this really a viable option for being able to use a Raspberry Pi remotely somewhere? We'll see. So far, at least we know it'll power everything on. So, we've gone about 10 minutes on battery here, and I believe we've dropped about 5%. So at that rate, it's not extremely long battery life, but long enough to where you could easily get a few things done using a Raspberry Pi. Pretty cool. All in all, I'd say while this thing may not be big enough to power large items that you're wanting to power, for its size, I mean, it's pretty small, you know, about the size of my hand. It can do pretty well, and it's fairly versatile too. Like I said, there might be some things that you wish you could plug into this, being only 65 watts as the limit, but it's, for the size and how much battery it's able to put out, you know, the fact that I was able to power the things that I was with it, and for the amount of time that I could use them, you know, about a couple hours, 3 hours, something like that. It's a pretty decent battery bank. There are definitely other battery banks out there that have some nice features, and that they have, you know, maybe a few more USB ports or things like that, but there are ways to get around that pretty easily, just with a little, you know, extension to be able to expand out to several different USB ports. The fact that you're able to charge it via 15-volt input is really nice, because you could get yourself a solar panel and be able to charge this thing, and it would charge a lot faster than one of your larger battery packs, because it is smaller and smaller amount of capacity. I do actually like that the charger that comes with it is a 15-volt input, not necessarily USB-C or A, because it does seem to charge rather fast, especially for the amount of power that it takes. Wrapping up my thoughts here, the other thing that's really nice is being able to plug in that adapter that comes with it, so you can use anything that you would normally plug into your car, 12-volt socket, and flashlight, of course. Those come on pretty much every battery bank around this range, so nothing overly fancy there, but definitely useful. All in all, decent product. I'm Alejandro, and if this is your first time watching this channel, if you can stand watching this sort of thing, you might think about giving it a like, or subscribing, hitting that button down below. And if not, well, thank you for watching this video.